Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be making a pretty simple dish. I mean, probably most of you have made it, but it's always interesting to see how other people make it, like their variations on it. I'm going to be making shrimp scampi. It's very inexpensive, but it's kind of fancy looking. Like if you present it to like a object of desire or a family or a friend, it might be really cool. So, let me show you your ingredients that you need to have assembled, first and foremost. Flip. This is always the hardest part. Flip the dang camera around. Okay, maybe we'll just do this. Okay, so, seafood is kind of hard to find right now. If you can get it, go for fresh shrimp, like out of the case or whatever. If you can't get that, then frozen is fine. This one, my roommate got this for me today. It was only $2.10, and it's some prawns, so that's cool. We're gonna work with that, and this is a bonus episode because I'm gonna show you something extra you can do with the scraps. We're very much zero waste kind of family where we turn everything into something. Thank you for being poor. It trained us for this incident. Okay, so what you're gonna need is you're gonna want butter for sure. Like, I prefer salted butter. Unsalted butter is more for baking, so try to use that. If you don't have that, then we can add salt. I mean, you know, I'm sure you have salt. And then we need an onion. Don't use a red onion. I don't know if you know this, but red onions are best eaten raw, like on a sandwich or in a salad. They're not really for cooking. And then I have parsley. This was plucked out of my garden that we grew ourselves. But parsley's pretty cheap. And I mean, if you can't get this, who cares? It's not that big of a deal. And then you do need a tomato. What kind of tomato, you might ask? It doesn't matter. People will like say there's like better tomatoes than other tomatoes. It really, I have found that all tomatoes are the same. And then you're definitely going to need a head of garlic. If you can get one of these is amazing. I mean, shoot, someone left this here, a former roommate, and it is awesome. If you don't have this, if you have one of these, this will work. If you don't have one of those, you can use a razor. That's a jail trick. Not that I've ever been to jail. Okay, something else you're gonna need. Some wine, white wine. Not sweet wine, so that means not Riesling. Nobody in this house drinks anymore, so we just kind of have wine lying around. I'm going to use this one. It was an expensive one, and it's very citrusy, but you can use anything. Just go to the corner market and just grab something. So that's my cooking wine lineup right there. Okay, so this is a really easy recipe. Anybody can do this, and you might have already done it. You want to get you a water. Now, sorry, I don't have a filmographer today, so bear with me. Let's see. So you want to put some oil in there. How much oil? I don't know. Some. Turn your water on high. Where am I salt at? Okay. And then you want to salt it. Now, if you're on a low sodium diet, that happens. You can omit this step. I mean, obviously, people with special diets know how to work their stuff. I'm going to try to set this up so I don't have to hold it and you guys don't get dizzy. I might have to do this one-handed. It's going to get creative. So while we're doing that, let's see, is there literally nothing I can prop this up on? Our kitchen is not good for the Instagramming. Also, if you feel like it, tip me. I'm poor, real poor. Okay, so let's see. Okay, can we see? I mean, I wish I had like a neck harness I could just like wear or something. I don't know. BDSM people, call me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slice this onion. You don't need a lot of it. And no, I'm not going to do it beautifully like other chefs do, where they like hold their fingers in that special way and do the fancy dice. Fuck it. Just chop you some onion. And save the rest of it because we're going to use it for the second step that I'm going to show you. That zero waste thing I was talking about. All right, we're just going to chop us an onion. Get that going. The cool thing about shrimp is that you barely even need to cook it. It's done in a second. So yeah, I've got me a dice. That's good enough. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to cut my tomato. Make sure to not throw away any of your ends, like you know, the butts. Save those for a minute. This one too, just chop it. A lot of these cooking shows, they make it seem like you have to have like perfect symmetry and crap with your dice. You don't. I assure you, you don't. Lies. I mean, we're not going to be on the cover of Bon Appetit, are we? Okay, so with the shrimp. Now, if you get this from somewhere and it happens to have the shells on it, perfect. If it doesn't, and it still has the vein in it, you're going to want to take the vein out. How do you do that? Maybe you don't know. You might not like shrimp because you've been eating it with the vein this entire time. The vein, like they say in... what's the movie Tommy Boy? It is the poop track, so to say. So you just want to get your sharpest knife, whatever you have. All our knives are garbage. So, I mean, find the best one you got. And you just slice it and remove it. And then your shrimp will taste so much better. These came deveined. And if you don't feel confident with, like, deveining your shrimp or, like, you're butchering them or whatever, when you buy them from the seafood section, you can ask the seafood monger, what is it, fishmonger, there you go, fishmonger, to devein it for you. They won't mind. Also, if you buy a big like piece of salmon or something and it's got the pin bones in it, such a pain in the ass to clean. If you ask them to do it and you're willing to like walk around and wait a minute, they will do it for you. Highly recommend. Anyway, so I'm just waiting for my water to heat up. What can I say about shrimp scampi? It's a delicious, simple dish, but anything seafood costs so much money at the store, or at the store, but at a restaurant. Good Lord. I remember one time I was out of town somewhere, and whenever I see shrimp scampi on the menu, I always order it. For me, seafood is like akin to like a fancy steak restaurant. I like a nice seafood dinner. And I remember I was somewhere and it was $50 for shrimp scampi. And I was like, well, I got to try it. And I ate it and it was awful. And here's why. The shrimp was overcooked and they didn't use the right wine. You can't use a sweet wine, which means no Riesling. You can use anything else. Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, Sauvignon Blanc, any of those. Anything the fucking grocery store has. If it just says white, that's probably fine. It tasted like sweet bananas mixed with seafood. And I paid so much money for it, and I was like, God damn it. And I hate wasting food, so I just ate it anyway. No, we're not going to do that. So, as I enjoy my wild cherry Pepsi, we're waiting for our water to boil. My stove gets a while to heat up. And normally I would already like have these steps done for you, but I want you to see like exactly how to do it, like step by step. So in case you've never made this, you can see how it's done. So that's cool, right? Okay, so we got our onions chopped. We got our tomatoes chopped. Well, I guess we can press our garlic. Well, no. Well, the shrimp are not going to take any time to cook. They're going to take, I mean, you can eat shrimp raw, so those will take like 3 seconds. It's just the noodles, really, and the sauce. So what happens is you're going to cook the shrimp in the sauce. You're going to cook the shrimp in the pan, rather. And then we're going to make our sauce, and then you're going to put the shrimp back in, and then put your noodles in, and then we're done. So we can't really do anything until the noodles are ready. And then I'm going to show you how to take the scraps from the shrimp and make a seafood broth that you can save. You can freeze it, and you can use it for other things. I've been wanting to make a Chiapino, which is one of my favorite dishes. Ah! Sorry, my dog just decided to attack me for food. That happens. Here she is. Bad. She loves my cooking. I don't understand how a dog her size can like knock me off a chair, but it happens. Anyway, so anyway, I'm gonna show you how to use all the scraps from what we cooked with, and we're gonna make a broth, and you can freeze it. Like I say, like Chiapino, one of my favorite dishes. It's kind of an expensive dish. It's a little bit decadent, but we'll figure out how to make it affordable. To ham, we cheers with Pepsi, cherry Pepsi, because we're wild. Meanwhile, my water is still boiling. One of the most important things about cooking is learning your pans and learning your stove. I swear, every time I cook somewhere, I have to like adjust to like how the stove heats, how the pans work. I mean, don't beat yourself up if like you're in a new place or cooking at a friend's house and your stuff doesn't turn out right. Happens to all of us. Come on, water. You're gonna need this. I saw on the internet they call this a whole bowl, which I thought was pretty funny. If you don't have one, you can like obviously like strain it with a lid. You know, we'll make it work. God, my dog really got me there. There's Pepsi all over the floor. I mean, she's 18. She can do whatever she fucking wants. So while we're waiting for our water to get going, so get your pan ready. A seasoned pan is best. What is a seasoned pan? That is a good question. If it's a cast iron, it means that it doesn't go in the dishwasher. It doesn't get heavily scrubbed. It's cleaned with oil or a cast iron solution. In this house, a seasoned pan might be a pan that we didn't clean yesterday. You think that's gross? Don't care. We all have food handlers licenses in here. It's gonna be fine. I grew up in a poor house. I know what it is. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna come over here. I got my oil going for my shrimps. And I'm gonna put a little butter in there. When in doubt, always butter. So I'm gonna get that melting. So just butter and oil in a seasoned pan. If you're not sure if you have a seasoned pan, if something is like black colored like this, that's the one you want. I hope everybody's having a good day and eating well. There's so much damn anxiety in this house. People aren't eating well. I mean, these cooking tutorials help. I hate the waiting game. I feel awkward because we're just standing here. You know, they say a watch pot never boils. They're right. Look at it go. It's almost there. What kind of pasta? That's a good question. Let's see. I just buy whatever. All the pastas are the same. There's my roommate. Would you like some scampi?
Yeah.
Okay. Some coming up. So this is Butteria fettuccine, but in my experience, no brand is better. Just buy whatever you can afford. Who cares? Fettuccine, though, is my pasta of choice with this dish. If you are not into pasta, you don't have to like make it with pasta. You can just make it like straight, like just shrimp and the sauce, and eat it with like a some crusty bread, or maybe you don't even want the bread. Maybe you're gluten-free. That is a thing. You can eat it however you want. I prefer it with pasta. Come on, water. I'm like, should I sing a song or tell a joke? I don't know. The stove. I mean, nobody's stove is perfect, right? Well, maybe some of you rich folks out there might have a good stove. Mine is, well, I mean, it works. I mean, I guess it's better than having no stove. We can look at Ham. Ham, thank you for kicking me off the chair. How bad. Come on, water. Let's see. While we're waiting, it's almost there. So these are beautiful. I got left these by a former roommate, and I will kill for them. Like, I'm about to like lock them up on a lock and chain or hide them under my bed or something like that. People register for their weddings for these things. How did I get so lucky? Seriously. Like, this is the nicest thing I own. Those. I'm scared to even tell you guys that I have it. Thankfully, none of you mostly know where I live. Come on, water. I'm also going to show you 3 different ways to plate it. Humble, fancy, both. Because who knows? You might want to cook to impress. My cooking to impress is just making something that's tasty, but some people like to make it look all pretty. You know, Top Chef and all that. Trying to entertain y'all while we're waiting for this damn water to boil. Maybe Ham can tell a joke. Ham, do you have a joke? Yeah? Yeah? Your joke is that you got stoned and ate a weed cookie on accident? Yeah, that was a joke. Uh-huh. I don't know what I got, guys. Have you ever been cooking for somebody and they get like super impatient? Because like, you know, like what's happening now, the water's taking forever to boil. You know, it might take a minute. I always tell people, never be mad at food that takes a little bit of time. Be aware of food that takes too quick of time. That's food you don't want. I wish I had more shrimp scampi stories. Yeah, that time that I went to that place and it was so expensive and it tasted like sweet bananas. Gross. I will say also, when you make this, and if you serve it with pasta, I know the urge is going to be really strong to serve it with cheese of some sort. I am of the opinion that seafood, especially shellfish, does not go well with cheese. Those two do not go hand in hand. And that seems counterintuitive because clam chowder is served in a heavy cream sauce, so you'd think they would go together. And a tuna melt. A tuna melt is delicious. You know, an old-fashioned diner tuna melt, that's cool. But normally, like you're not going to put shrimp with cheese. Or I wouldn't. No. Come on, asshole, boil. This motherfucker. Okay, well, my pan is ready for my shrimps, so we'll just go there. So I have, what you have is oil and butter. That's the best. What you want to do with that is you don't want to heat it up. This is confusing, but you don't want to like heat it up too high. You don't want to heat it up too low. If you brown the butter, it's okay, but it's gonna taste a little sour. So you wanna have it, depending upon your pan and your stove, about here in medium. If you can hit it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do